Hello and welcome to my channel for news about the Fact Gossip 24. Please follow and subscribe for more information. Alana, your friend, is me. Let's begin.
90-Day Fiancés Sarper Güven and Shekinah Garner will never be happy together. Are they really soulmates or has the attraction finally faded? 90-Day Fiancé couple Sarper Güven and Shekinah Garner need to break up unless they want a relationship that ends in heartbreak. Shekinah and Sarper met during one of Shekinah's trips to Turkey. They quickly became inseparable, even though Shekinah had her doubts about Sarper's integrity. She was in disbelief when she heard Sarper talk about his 3000+ affairs. She could never fully trust him around other women now. Meanwhile, Sarper began treating Shekinah like his personal project, controlling her actions to the point where she felt more like a puppet than a partner. Control became a point of contention in Shekinah and Sarper's relationship, with both trying to pull the reins until they reached a breaking point. While Sarper was making all the decisions for Shekinah in the earlier seasons, things shifted after he came to the US. Shekinah began demanding that Sarper behave a certain way. Sarper initially impressed viewers by doing a complete 180 in his behavior after arriving in America, but Shekinah's recent cryptic updates suggest he may have been pretending, and his true colors have finally started to show. When Sarper first saw Shekinah's profile on a dating site, it wasn't just her unique name that caught his eye. The pictures in her profile showed off her impressive physique. Sarper thought the photos were so different and wanted to meet her. He thought she looked like a sex bomb. Sarper thought of his tough guy persona and admitted he wasn't expecting too much from the date other than a one-night stand. While the first date was magical, Sarper was in a bind the next day when Shekinah asked to meet up again. Sarper had tried to cancel the date. However, Shekinah showed up at his home to look after him. Sarper wasn't expecting it. It's not known if Shekinah knew Sarper had been with two women that same day. Perhaps she would have been better as just another name among the 3,000+ women listed in Sarper's diary. Surely, he had never expected to see Shekinah again after she left for the US. When Shekinah said she was moving to Turkey on 90-Day Fiancé, the other way, it was somewhat of a half-truth. Shekinah wasn't relocating to Sarper's country by leaving everything she had behind. Shekinah flew back every few weeks to spend time with her daughter Sophie, who was in boarding school. She also had her business to take care of in California and never showed any interest in moving to Turkey. If Shekinah wanted to, she could have explored career options as an esthetician there, but she never made Turkey her home. It was Sarper who paid for all the flights Shekinah took to and from Turkey. He also made sure he paid for everything when they were living together. She told Parade in an interview that whenever she was in Turkey, she saved a lot of money because she never reached for her wallet. Shekinah admitted Sarper was dipping into his savings for her, and she sometimes felt bad about it. However, it's not like she was going to offer to help him. While Shekinah was living off Sarper and using his savings, Sarper's source of income had been greatly affected. Sarper was active as a personal trainer when he met Shekinah. Given his past, Shekinah wanted Sarper to avoid training women. As it turns out, 90% of Sarper's personal training clients were women. He had to let them go at Shekinah's insistence. Sarper had told the cameras that he had no savings left. It seems Shekinah wasn't bothered by that at all. She trusted Sarper to find a way out of his financial mess. While Sarper wasn't allowed to take on female clients at his job, the rules didn't apply to Shekinah. She remained friends with her exes, including her baby daddy, Berto Matta. Shekinah had taken Sarper to meet her group of friends on 90-Day Fiancé Season 11, including a French man named Dan. Sarper didn't know that Shekinah and Dan had hooked up in the past. "We've done more than just kissing," Dan had told the producers. To Sarper, he said he would have been a better choice for Shekinah than the Turkish man. Sarper was triggered by what Dan said. He had to fight his anger so he didn't do something he would later regret. It's as if every situation Sarper had to face after coming to America was a test he had to pass, including meeting Shekinah's daughter and her sisters. Without their approval, she was not going to marry Sarper. Eventually, within less than a month of moving to Los Angeles, Sarper and Shekinah got into a fight, which left Sarper feeling unsure about whether they should get married. Sarper even considered moving back to Turkey. Sarper felt weak because he couldn't work in the US, and wasn't 100% himself. Shekinah felt Sarper was being distant, cold, rude, dismissive, but Sarper tried to tell her he was depressed. Shekinah questioned why Sarper felt this way without showing him any empathy. Sarper couldn't recognize the woman he's known for 2.5 years and couldn't understand why she was being so hard on him. "The version of me that you get depends on how you treat me," Shekinah told him. Shekinah could see how Sarper, who was used to being independent, had been uprooted from his surroundings, but she didn't like that he was taking out his frustrations on her. While it looks like Sarper and Shekinah have gotten married since he's been living in the US for almost a year now, Shekinah's recent interactions with fans on Instagram prove their relationship still hasn't improved. "Nothing about this is easy," Shekinah told a fan on Instagram, via 90day Fiancé_Alexa, when asked if she and Sarper were okay. Shekinah hinted at them going through a rough patch. She even said fans would probably not see them anymore in any new seasons. 90-Day Fiancé viewers suspect that Shekinah and Sarper could be heading to couples therapy after this season. It's probably for the best since Sarper and Shekinah's fights are getting tough to watch. Their interactions are toxic, and it seems neither of them will ever be happy as they continue being with each other.